Chicago, number 1 across the board. Persons 12 plus on WLS in Chicago, 13.9 share. Persons 25 to 54, a 15.7 share. 35 plus, a 19.4 share. And on and on. Los Angeles, number 1 in Los Angeles on KABC, absolutely number 1. So in all the big markets that have come across so far, Marketron is just, it's been astounding. So I want to thank you all. Sincerely, I want to thank you all for having open minds, and even though you might not agree with what you hear, you obviously crave, as do I, hearing things that are not quite so easily placed in a box. Because an awful lot of other talk shows are pretty boxy, aren't they? I can't figure out what creator of talk radio, which is presently the number 1 format, declared that whatever number of hours you have on the air, you must devote to discussing Monica Lewinsky or the president's sex life or whatever. So anyway, vive la différence, and thank you all very much. And once again, here is the man disturbing the force this morning, Alex Collier. Alex, welcome back.
Oh, hey Art, I want to say something. To your listeners, folks, when I first became aware of this information and I was shown the truth of it, I want you to know that I wrestled with it at the deepest parts of myself.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
And the question that I kept asking myself is, do I protect the lie, or do I put ahead of it the future of our race? Even if 2 people take this information and it changes their life, it's worth it to me. I couldn't protect the lie anymore.
It's a pretty big lie, isn't it?
It is. And we have bought it hook, line, sinker, but in truth, it was all we had. We weren't given everything else. It was systematically held from us. And, I just want to say something else, Art. Folks, if you're really interested and you want to know more, there's information available, not only the book, Defending Sacred Ground, but there are videos.
No, wait a minute. Don't go rolling over that so quickly.
Okay.
Defending Sacred Ground is your book?
Yes, sir.
If people want that, where is it available? Is it in stores? Is it on the net? Can they call a number? Blah, blah. How do they get it?
You can order it through the website, or you can send a check or money order to John Robinson, Robinson, at 601 16th Street, C244, Golden, Colorado, 80401.
Boy, you're going to have to do that again slowly.
John Robinson.
Right.
601 16th Street.
Right.
Mailbox C, as in Charles, 244, Golden, Colorado, 80401.
Is there a phone number?
303-215-1923. But please only call during the day.
Okay, 30...
Only during the day.
Now, what phone number did you just give me?
That's the publisher.
Okay, good. 303-215-1923.
Yes.
And if they call during
only call during the day.
I've got you.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Folks, it's there. There's just so much, and there's still so much more to share with all of you. If you're interested in the book, we're doing a special. It's $25 in the U.S. That includes shipping, and if you're outside the United States, it's $35.
Okay.
And if you're not interested, that's okay, too.
Then it's free.
Well, whatever.
Look, controlling the population was something you wanted to talk about now.
Yeah, Art. The models that have been created for controlling a population, as far back as our history records, again points to Nibiru. One of the things that they did extensively when our ancestors rebelled because of the tyranny and the persecution they were under, was water. They controlled them with the water. Because you have to have water. You absolutely have to have it.
You absolutely do. You're correct.
Okay? Now, where on the planet is 78% of the world's fresh drinking water?
Fresh water.
Fresh water. Where is it the most accessible right now? 78% of the world's drinking water. Where is it today?
In the ground?
Nope. Location. I'm looking for a location, Art. I'm sorry.
Colorado River?
It's North America.
Right. Okay. Well, I was
North America.
I said Colorado River, the Boulder Dam, and so forth and so on. Yeah.
Now you have, and I know that you've had. His last name is Kaufman. I can't remember his first name. Who talks about the UN biodiversity treaties?
Oh yes.
Okay. They are targeting the United States specifically because of the water. They have to have the water.
Well, I have been told by people who prophesize and people who see the future that there will be wars fought over water.
Yes, sir, there will. And it's going to be, there's a very high probability it'll be here. And I know nobody else wants to hear that either. But there's a very high probability that it's going to be here.
Well, I've got a water well, and I hope I'm okay.
But again, it's a probability. You know, it's all a probability. It can all change. Everything can change if we manage our consciousness, if we manage our government.
All right. One of the things that can change, and you're right, everything are, it boils down to probabilities, not absolutes.
There are none.
But you do mention something about discoveries that in all probability, staying with you here, will be made in the next decade, 10 years.
Yes, sir.
What do you see ahead, just immediately ahead, 10 years?
Okay. According to the Andromedans, these are the highest probabilities of things that are going to occur in the next 10 years. Now, I gave this information in 1994, and some of these things that I'm going to read have come about. For example, between June and October of 2003, there is a strong probability that we will wake up one morning and the moon will no longer be there.
What?
That our moon will no longer be there. That the moon is, in fact, an artificial satellite, and there are many bases on it.
Boy, I've heard a lot of people say that.
I know. 2, between 2003 and 2007, benevolent extraterrestrial races are going to be all around us. We will see them, but they will not interfere. They want to see how we will interact with each other without being manipulated. Mm-hmm. They want to see if we continue the same behavior because they do not want to come down here and compound the problem or babysit. 3, between 2004 and 2007, all of our DNA coding, which involves racial memory of 22 different races that our DNA is composed of, will unlock. By 2007, we will have full memory of who we are, where we come from, and what it is that we are here to do.
So, in other words, what's going to unlock is going to be our own genetic memories that otherwise we would have known about.
That's correct.
Fascinating. Huh.
There's more.
All right.
Okay, between 2007 and 2012, we are supposed to see the birth of a galaxy in Vega, just before we move into fifth density.
In Vega.
And we'll get to that. between 2007 and 2009, if it is allowed to happen, we are supposed to have a 17-degree pole shift. Saudi Arabia is to become the new North Pole.
Well, that'll be different for them.
Well, we've had free energy since 1968. It was created. EG&G did reverse engineer the propulsion system from the Roswell craft in 1968.
Well, I haven't seen any evidence of it yet.
They've got it, Art. They've got it.
There are so many people who claim, and they have these various workshops and lectures about free energy, and there's an awful lot of talk, but I have yet to see even the first over-unity toy sold in a store someplace, something that produces more energy than is given to it to operate, and I have yet to see that. Have you seen one?
Have I seen free energy?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I have.
How so?
Well, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, they all use it. They all use it. What they do is they take hydrogen from atoms, and it burns the hydrogen. The waste is water, so they always have a plentiful supply of fresh water, and they burn it.
Well, I think free energy is kind of a misnomer. I do believe that technology is going to allow us to tap new forms of energy, which will seem free, but trust me when I tell you, they're going to figure out a way to meter it and charge for it, whatever it is.
Well, that's only if we stay in the same, psychological paradigm. If we continue to want to be controlled as a race, then that will manifest itself. But if it comes to the point where we are absolutely fed up with being controlled and we truly want freedom as a race, then we will find a way and we will create a way to have free energy.
When you talk about an initial protocol for extraterrestrial contact, what do you mean?
Okay, this was something that I was given by Mornay to share with people. When and if they have contacts. And
meaning for individuals?
Yes. Where is it? In other words, here's what they taught me and told me to teach other people, which I have done in lectures. Okay. It is imperative that when they physically land or they show themselves, it is imperative that you approach them regardless of who they are, what they look like, as an equal. Because you are a spiritual being first and a physical being second.
Boy, have I heard a lot of people say that.
Okay.
Those who have had NDEs, those who have done astral travel, inevitably come back and say, we are first spiritual beings.
That's right. The intent created the physicality.
And I believe that.
Then you are to stand, look directly at them, whether you're scared or not. It is the custom to bow towards them, never taking your eyes off them, and declare to them, it is the manner and custom when entering my space that permission be asked. And apparently, no matter who they are, we are supposed to address them that way. By doing it, we are declaring our sovereignty.
That sounds almost as though we treat them as royalty.
That's not how I interpret it at all.
Well, bowing?
They do the same.
Oh, I see. So
they do the same. So when the Andromedans address me, they always bow at the time.
All right. So then much as the Japanese honor each other with a bow on greeting is what you're talking about.
That's correct. Okay. Nobody's asking anybody to get on their hands and knees.
Okay, good.
Okay, and do the Bohica position.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody's asking that.
I've got you.
Okay? It is imperative that we meet them and approach them as equals. And we declare our sovereignty.
It's hard to greet somebody as an equal who actually, for all intents and purposes, is your creator. It's going to be very hard for humans to to mentally get in tune with that concept. All right, listen, we're at the bottom of the hour, Alex. When we come back, I know we don't have it all out. It's going to take another show or two to get it all out, at least. But when we come back, I would like to go to the phones, and we'll get more out that way, all right?